Prepare for an emotional roller coaster as we bring you these touching military homecomings that will make you cry. Willis finally made it home from his deployment to surprise his family, and they weren't expecting him to be home at all. Grandma could barely believe it when her military grandson was home for Christmas to surprise her. Ileana thought her daddy was coming home tomorrow, but when he actually showed up today, she was so excited.
Hi. Ileana, are you happy?
Yeah. Daddy, do you have a race with me?
A race?
It was precious as Christina was reunited with her military husband who was home from his first deployment. The boys thought they were picking up a family friend at the airport, but little did they know it was actually their dad, who they hadn't seen in months. A girl came home after being deployed in Italy to surprise her niece, and it's so cute. A man turned into a little kid again when his brother-in-law was home again to surprise him after a year-long deployment. After an 18-month deployment, a lady could finally stop holding her breath as she was reunited with her husband. This girl was home for the weekend after a 7-month deployment in the Middle East to reunite with her dog, and it was so wholesome. This guy was so shocked when she was reunited with her firstborn son, who was home from the military. Erica was so blessed as her sweet husband came home safely from his deployment after spending a long time overseas. This military dad reunited with his girls after having spent the last 7 months serving overseas. And it's so amazing. A father was home to his son after 6 months away in the military.
Oh my God! Why? What? We're surprising you.
After a year-long deployment, this guy was finally home, and it was so beautiful. After a rough deployment for over a year, a couple finally had their reunion, and they refused to let go of each other. It was one of the happiest times of her life as Kalisa could finally hug her husband again after 9 months apart. After a year on deployment, this guy was finally home and it couldn't be cuter. After 8 months and 700 miles, Taylor was finally reunited with her sailor. Max the umbrella cockatoo got a big surprise when his dad was home from his deployment to surprise him.
Max! Hi, Max! Hi! I miss you so bad. I miss you. I miss you, Max. You're a good birdie. Yes. I love you. I love you. Say I love you. I love you.
A military dad was gone for over a year and came back home right before Christmas to surprise his kids, and it's so beautiful. Lauren came home to surprise her sister after being away for 7 months, and there wasn't a dry eye left. After 8 long months, this boy was so happy when he saw his dad again, and it couldn't be sweeter. Daddy was finally home from deployment to surprise his boys, and it was so beautiful. It couldn't be a better moment as Lindy's husband came home after a 10-month deployment. A mom got a big surprise when her baby was home after his 7 months in the Marine Corps. After 10 months, this good boy was reunited with his brother again, and he was so excited to finally see him. Dad was finally home from deployment after 7 long months, and it was so cute. A Marine sneaked up on his grandma to surprise her after coming home from a long deployment. After 1 year in deployment, a Marine's son was home to surprise his dad, and he tried his best to keep the tears in. Zach was so happy to have his sailor brother home after a 9-month deployment. Megan's little brother is her hero, so she was so happy when he was back home to surprise him. Chris surprised his brother after his deployment, and his reaction is so lovely. After his 9-month deployment was over, Leah traveled across the country to surprise her brother in California. A brother scared the crap out of his sister when he was home after a long deployment. It was so sweet as a dad surprised his daughter after 6 months away in the Air Force. When this dad was home to surprise his girls after his final 9-month deployment, it was such an amazing moment. Omari was home to visit his brother who was getting a haircut when he was back from his 9-month-long deployment. Being a military mom is so hard, but when she finally got to surprise his son at school, it was so amazing. It was the best surprise as Ben was home to surprise his mom after 7 months. Kel surprised her family after 6 long months of being away for deployment, and she was so happy to reunite with them again. After a year of deployment, a dog and his owner were reunited, and it was so beautiful. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one as well.